So, we're back with part 2. Alright. So I did a little bit of testing on this. I don't think it's completely dry, but I think it's okay for now. See, it's not lifting up when I'm pushing that down. So, we are going to tape this up, do a little bit of stiffing it up, and I did test it, and everything seems to be working fine. So after I put the wire in there, which wasn't shown in the last part, because memory being full, whatever. We are going to, I'm going to take the meter with me just in case, just to make sure. I did test some capacitors, and they were gradually changing, and they were doing what they were supposed to. So, we're gonna, where the trace was, so we're going to, just be able to do whatever we're gonna do. Okay, whatever. We're gonna be, taping it up and putting it back in the Mac. So we have so here it is. This power supply came out of a iMac. It came out of the iMac Snow. I got the iMac Snow from, not gonna mention, but when I was working on it, I was trying to get a hard drive in. I got a new hard drive from I live down the street from an IT guy that an IT shop, and the guy works there. Is wicked nice. So I asked him for a part, and he said he didn't know if it worked. It was in his only IDE. He said if there was anything on there, you should wipe it. I got it. It wouldn't work on a normal power supply, so I was like, huh, I wonder what's wrong, and I kind of stupidly plugged it in here, which I shouldn't have. Instead, I should have used a different hard drive, and I did. So I used a different hard drive from another computer that I was not going to work on, and the hard drive works amazing, but I had to use an external power supply, which was not really helpful. But I just taped this in, but this wasn't working, so I was like, okay, well, I gotta do the other thing that I gotta do. So I did what I had to do. You know, took it apart. There was a big thing where I broke the clip right here. Reason why is there was a thing back here. There's a white thing back here that I couldn't get out, so I had to take the whole entire board off, and I didn't know I had to do that, because online people just said, oh, you can take it out, and I was like, no, apparently you can't, because there's a little stupid pick in there. Oh no, copyrighted Nickelodeon stuff that's still on this TV for some reason. Don't know why. Alright, I'm trying to, so here is my Mac, and it is in pieces. It's the Snow White, so it's nice. It's nice looking. Alright. So, crap. I have to go grab the, tripod. Because I stupidly forgot the tripod. I'm gonna put something back together. I have to go get the tripod. And yes, all the other lines still work. And if someone was wanting to know which voltage it was, number one, it was the red wire for the adapter for the power cable, and number two, the voltage was 5 volts. It was missing the 5 volts. I did use a power supply tester, and it didn't really help me out at all. So I was gonna get to this project a long time ago, but I didn't, and it ended up being today. So congrats to me for not doing something I should have done a long time ago. Alright, so here it is. And I'm going to show you guys what I mean. So here is a white little piece, and it would go and it goes in here like right between these two boards. So I kind of messed up the boards and I snapped the stupid pin off. It's really not a big deal because, number one, I don't think anyone wants to have the board completely together, you know, sort of thing. So I'm still putting it back in, the piece itself, because that will hold both of the boards together. So I just put this in here. And I take this and it clicks on the bottom. So I was like, well, how do people get it apart? Apparently, people online, they already take it out before they do the stupid video, or the older version, the older versions don't have this, because this was like the last version they made, right? If I'm right, this was like the last version, because actually I think it was a special edition too. I think it was a special edition one in like graphite. That one was most likely the last one. Oh, I have to do... Oh, I hate this thing so much. So you have to like push the pin in to get this... Oh, fuck. God damn it. Shit. So you have to... See what I mean? Like, how ridiculous this idea is? They had this on, like, the original Macintoshes. For the analog board, which was a good idea for an analog board. Why would you need it to do... That was only because you didn't want to have an electrocuting, or whatever. You don't want to hurt yourself. Now, how the hell am I going to do this? I might not even put it in. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Like, it's actually retarded. Then again, it's Apple. What were they thinking? Especially when the first time that Steve Jobs saw the first version of the iMac G3, and he got really pissed that the drive was a sliding drive. That was funny. Oh, so, yeah. I also want to... Does this come back? Yeah, it does. Okay, so underneath these boards are actually adapters. Oh, and I also want to tell you that this one does not have, it does not have the onboard airport card, which is very disappointing because most people might need that, and I kind of did. I kind of do still, but it's disappointing that they take it off, and I put 11. 10.4.11. That's what I mean. Not 0.6. Alright, so we're back. I'm almost got every single screw in. I only paused the video because my dad came in. So, as you could hear. So I'm just gonna find the places that need these screws. Put them in. I think there's just a couple more. Okay, there's one last one, and I think it went right here. What the heck? Oh, never mind. Where do these go to? Oh. I bet these go like right here. Actually, wait. Oh, I know where these go. These go right here. This goes in here. These two go right here. Now, I like this iMac. I love it. It's really nice. It's just trying to be able to move it places because it's so freaking heavy. Just on its own. And you might think, well, it's compact. It should be heavy, right? Well, compared to a TV, it seems a lot heavier. Like, I have to hold it with two hands underarmed. You can't really hold it by the handle unless you're wicked strong. Depends which Mac, because I don't know what the original Mac, iMac G3 is, how heavy that thing is. It's probably 10 times heavier, and I might just be complaining over nothing, but still. Like, I could just go out and get like a Mac Color Classic, and I love the Color Classic. I used to not like it until I realized, wait a minute, the Color Classic is just an iMac G3, but the earlier version, so that makes it really cool. It makes me feel like it should be because it's a compact, it was like the first compact color Mac. With good quality, and it just looks like it runs 9, but it doesn't. It's really cool. I think it's really special. So that's why I really want it. Some people might think it's ugly. Some people think it's not worth it. I say it's worth it because of the history. Because of how Steve Jobs came back. Sure. You know, actually, there's one big question I have. If anyone has ever heard of the iMac, this. Alright. We have it all back together, and what I was talking about before is the iMac, yeah, sure. The iMac actually has a fan, and I'm wondering why it does, because Steve Jobs did not like fans, but whatever. Here we go. I hear it. It works. Here it goes. Ah! Check that out. We have a working Mac. An iMac G3 that now has a working power supply for the hard drive. And it didn't take any time at all, and it wasn't hard whatsoever. It was just a little bit of diagnostics once I opened it up. I thought before to myself, well, it could be a transistor, a voltage regulator, a diode, or anything like that. But when I flipped it upside down and I saw that burnt trace, I was like, right away, I was like, this is gonna be easy. Now, that doesn't work because it's a G3 processor, not an Intel processor, but it works. So yes, I have a fully functioning iMac G3 Snow White, but here's the big thing: I don't have a disk drive. So, it's very disappointing that I don't, because it's just because kid I got it from took it out, needed it for his other iMac, whatever. So, this iMac now will need a working drive, a couple other things to get it working properly. I mean, not a couple other things, well, maybe a little bit of RAM upgrade. I think I have a 512 megabytes, maybe. I don't know, I might have only 128, who knows. But I know it works now, and I don't have to deal with the power supply bringing it everywhere, and it seems okay now. Only thing I worry about is it shorting, and I kind of worry about a couple other things. And if you did see inside the Mac, oh, actually you didn't see it because I didn't put the back panel on. I don't have the original screws. I do not have the original screws. So, nor do I have the original speakers, because as you can see in my other videos, I replaced the speakers. And I think I did in the other video talk about how the power supply was broken and I needed to fix it. And I didn't want to do it in that video because I wasn't ready for it after I did all the other stuff. And I thought it was going to be way too big of a project with the messy floor I had and all sorts of stuff. Wasn't a big project whatsoever. It was mostly just thank God that trace burnt and flung off, because if it didn't, that would have led to a complete failure, because there was two capacitors, and those two capacitors could have blown up, and that would have been awful. It could have traced everywhere else, it could have destroyed everything, but thank God it didn't. And that's why we have, I guess that's another good reason why we have thin traces. I guess you could say that they could be used as a fuse. So, that's all for this video. I'm hoping you liked it. I'm very happy I got this thing working. I still have to figure out how to fix the border thing here, because that's not, I probably have to adjust the analog board for the monitor. But, yeah, it runs. It does stuff I want it to do now, except for have a disk drive, but that's fine. And then I have to also replace, like I said, replace the speakers with real speakers. But that will come the day that I want to, because not today. So yeah, hope you liked this video. Bye.